Hey, so I've got a question for you. Do you know what your core values are? And I ask this question um, of most of my clients because when it seems as though they're living reactively and not really finding something that suits them or bouncing into an opportunity and then later realizing how much they hate it, or, these things happen where they're like, why does this always happen to me? I ask them, do you know what your core values are? So, core values are the values that are most important to you. We all have a huge list of values. We value honesty, we value intelligence, we value friendliness, we value family, we value all these other things. And they can really be kind of stacked. Um, so, your core values are those top 3 to 5 that are most important to you, that you don't ever want to live without. And I would encourage you to go ahead and figure those out. So for me, my absolute pinnacle, top value is actually my family. And that took me a while to realize because, I never considered that as a value. It just seemed unconscious to me. Like, of course, I'm going to make decisions that are good for my family. But that really contributed to my values and my decision making. So, listing my family first whenever a decision arises or an opportunity presents itself or um, something happens and I'm kind of questioning, how do I feel about this? I can just say, okay, well, is this good for my family? And then my next value is integrity. So I can ask myself, am I living in integrity with the decision that I want to make? Is the person who I'm communicating with a person of integrity? Are they honest? Are they responsible? Do they take accountability for their actions? So integrity is really that second most valuable value. And then third is freedom. So, you know, freedom doesn't lend itself really well to having like a stable job, having like, settling down, putting down roots. So I have to really question, does this contribute to my freedom in some way, shape, or form? And this is where, you start to get to the second and third. This is where you start making trade-offs because, my next value is kindness. Am I being kind? Is the person I'm speaking with being kind? Is this decision in this situation kind? So, if it's kind and it's in alignment with integrity and it's good for my family, I may choose to sacrifice freedom a little bit because it is in alignment with those other values. So you can see here how this decision is forming itself based on how I truly feel about something, not just, do I see this bringing me lots of money in the future? Because money has not really been a value. Um, and that last value that's really core to me is fun. You know, fun, it's okay for fun to be a core value. If I'm not enjoying myself, like nothing else matters. It really doesn't matter. I will stick with something for quite a while if it is satisfying those other 4 values, but it's just no longer any fun. But when it stops becoming fun, I'm moving on. I'm looking for the next avenue. I'm already going and saying, okay, what can I do next to satisfy these values? So I encourage you to just go Google a list of values, Google a list, you can find hundreds and hundreds of values and really nail it down, parse it down to what's most important to you. If all other things were not being met, what would you absolutely need to have met? And then memorize those values. Because every single decision that you make for the rest of your life, be it a career decision, a relationship decision, a decision on which pasta sauce to buy, like whatever it is, from big to small, you can use those values to make that decision and own it. And what I mean by own it is not feeling bad about saying no. When you say no, you are able to tell people no in a loving way, in a way that says, I don't see this being in alignment with my values. I think it's wonderful for, that what you're doing. I think this, that, and the other. You can always, tell the truth, but say, no, it's not in alignment with me, with what I want to do. Um, so, so again, I encourage you, go find values, and really nail that down, because everything becomes so much easier in your life. All your decisions become easier when you have that compass guiding you. And I promise it won't steer you wrong.